Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Labor Live at 5, which is happening on Tuesday this week because yesterday was a holiday, number one, and also yesterday was a crazy day at the Texas legislature, which I'm sure many of you have heard about. We have been 24/7 over there. And I'm sure you all know about the Democrats leaving the state to protect voting rights, and we've been supporting that, been fighting for so many things over at the Capitol. We're going to have a show coming up where we're going to talk about all the things that happened at the Capitol, and not just talk about them, but tell you what's at stake and why we need to get involved moving forward. But this week is a show that, well, one other thing, the more observant of you may notice that there's a new thing happening here at Labor Live at 5. And if you'll check out our new on-air thing, that's how you know we're on air, because you see that sign. Well, at least you did before I blocked it. And that's courtesy of Thomas Kennedy. And Thomas is the new executive secretary of the Texas Building and Construction Trades of Texas. His gift to us, and he'll be starting and working with Ronnie Smitherman to kind of make that transition. And even though, I mean, it's not just because he gave us that, but we're going to have Thomas on here in the near future and get him to meet y'all, and you can see what's going to be happening with the building trades. A lot of exciting things going on there. So anyway, today's show is one that I've been wanting to have for a long time because one of my heroes is joining us. Shwe Aung from the Seafarers International Union is here. Those of you who know Shwe know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't know Shwe will certainly know what I'm talking about when we're through today. Shwe, welcome, and thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Rick, for giving me the opportunity to address you and their brother and sister in Texas.
All right. Well, Shwe, you've been toiling at this for a long time. Your own story is quite amazing. Before we get too into it, talk to us a little bit about what the Seafarers International Union is. A lot of people don't know. Go ahead.
Yes, Seafarers International Union we are the union for the seafarer, the people working on the ship, in 3 departments, like the deck, engine, and the galley. So the deck is for the officer driving, and the crew have to be maintain the ship, like day-to-day maintenance, chipping, painting. Every day you have to chip somewhere on the ship because of the seawater and the thing. And the driving the cargo, discharging the cargo crane and driving the ship, that's for the deck department doing on the ship. The engine department is like the oiler, wiper, fitter, crewman, penman. So they are the one who driving the ship. The galley is for the cook and the messman. So they have to provide food to the seafarer on the ship. And
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, these 3 seafarer department are the one who driving the ship. And a lot of people, they don't know about most of the cargo come here. It's like 98% come by the ship.
So you're like right in the center of international commerce, that everything that moves on the seas is seafarers that move it, right?
Yes.
And how did you get involved in the Seafarers, Shwe?
Because I have nowhere to go.
All right, that's a great thing. All right, Mark, our producer, Mark Maldonado. Mark, Shwe was the subject of an amazing documentary, and I hope everybody has a chance to see it. I've certainly seen it, and the courage and the history that this man brings to our movement here in Texas is unbelievable. There's a little trailer about this documentary. Mark, can you play that and give folks a sense of who it is we're talking to real quick?
And he told me, sit down there. And he got the gun. Yeah, he put 1 bullet in the chamber first, and doing like playing with the chamber, and he aimed at me, and he told me like, just back off. I was sleepy, or maybe I just plain stupid. I told him just I just told him, mother, shoot me here.
The Burmese government weren't too happy about him because he was putting them in a bad light and they were going to get their own back on him.
When I go back Thailand, I call my mother, and she just told me, don't come back, just stay there.
We try to invite Shwe every weekend to one of our house, in terms to welcome him, to keep with him.
We saw that when Aung San Suu Kyi was released from house arrest, I was sitting back and I was thinking, well, boy, we should be able to formalize something now.
And they asked me about the union in Burma. They want me to do it. I say, yes, that's my dream. It's really, really great. I want the union like independent, democrat, and transparent union. They fight for their member, not for their benefit.
Wow, Shwe, just seeing that brings back the chills of the story of your journey and your deep commitment to solidarity with your brothers and sisters in your country, but all over the world. I was so struck that you had trade union leaders from all over the world who rallied around your cause and saw you as embodying their hopes and their spirits. What's it like when you think about that?
Yeah, I think about that because of the union I'm here today, because of the brotherhood, because of one for all and all for one, and the injury for one for injury for all. That's the reason I'm here today, because of brother and sister around the world supporting me.
Yeah, tell folks like why they needed to support you. What was going on?
Yeah, because right now is 4 months already. The military coup the power in Burma. Today, they coup the power on February 1st. And now is June 1st is almost 4 months.
So back in Burma, the military took over and created a coup, and just the level of repression is unbelievable. Just shooting people at will, arresting people. And one of the really tragic things is that your brother is involved in this right now still. He's still there, correct?
Yes, he is running and hiding.
So what does that mean? Tell us about that.
Because of, the military seized the power without the consent of 54 million people in Burma. In Burma, it's the same site as Texas, exactly the same square mile. We have only 54 million. And even though, let me mention you about the union I was building in Burma. We call it Independent Federation of Myanmar Seafarer. We want to use the name in union, but the government, they don't allow to use the name in union because they're so scared of the union. So he's the union leader he's the general secretary of the union. And most of the union leaders, they want to strike. They organize the strike day to day on the street. That's the reason they try to arrest the people. And for right now, what happened in Burma is if they come arrest you night, next morning they call your family to collect the dead body. That's how they try to scare the people. And also on the protest, they only shoot headshot only from sniper from the roof. This is another tactic try to scare the people.
Wow. I mean, that's when you say try to scare, I mean, I'm scared just hearing it. When was the last time you talked to your brother?
I think last almost 8 days ago.
And I mean, it must be difficult to communicate if they're looking for him in terms of any kind of communication would seem to like put him at risk.
Yeah, he in the place there is no internet, and he have to deactivate all his phone, and he have the new phone number, but connection is sometimes really bad.
Wow. And so the union is the union still operating, or is the union underground, or what's going on with that?
Right now is we shut the union down, but we still working on just like the check out. So any case for the seafarer, they can send the case to my messenger. So I'm the one who handled the claim and the case for the Burmese seafarer.
Wow. Wow. So is shipping still going on using Burmese crew?
Yes, send. They stay using the Burmese crew because most of them they can go home, so they stay on the ship. Plus the
Wow.
COVID. Yeah.
Wow. So they can't even leave the ship because if they go home, they'll be arrested for being connected to the union.
Yeah, but in the way we run the country is nobody know who's the member
Right. Wow.
unless you show them the union card. But
Wow.
mostly the union guy know when we are in the union meeting or uh, for the training with the ITF, we mix everybody together, union and non-union together.
Got it. So as a safety way to kind of just keep it all jumbled up.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, Shwe, when we saw the movie about your experience in Burma and when you were kidnapped by the military, and we saw the whole world labor movement come to your aid. That's what you're calling for today, isn't it? With your brother and the Burmese Union right now. Tell us some of the things that folks can do if they want to be part of supporting union and union leaders who are struggling so intensely for democracy and freedom in Burma.
Yeah, for our brother and sister in Burma, not only the union leader but also the member, because for me is now my union brother and sister, they are stay okay because they are seafarer working on the ship. I want to talk about another union brother and sister in Burma. They are the worst because before the coup happening is already we have the pandemic. Okay, 2 or 3 months somebody already lost a job, and now it's the coup. So they are doing CDM, civil disobedience movement, to try to stop the government function. So the railway worker and most of the government and public worker, they stay at the government housing, so they can work for the railway worker, maintain whatever. And the military said you have to do the non-CDN and come and work again. So they're gonna let them stay at their housing. So everybody walk out with their own belonging from the house. These people, how much they make a day? Not even $3 a day.
For what kind of work?
It's like railway, garment, for the clothing from the China, and the shoe,
Yeah.
bag. It's like sweatshop.
So $3 a day.
Yep, they have to work to earn the $3. Like they have to work like more than 10 hours.
Wow.
So,
And so what are you trying to raise money for, Shwe? What will the money actually go for?
this money go for their basic need, only basic need for their food, maybe shelter. That's all we need.
And this is the Seafarers International Union that is trying to raise this money for the folks in Burma.
Yeah, they will do whatever we ask for, but all the money go through the ITF, and they donate to the other big union in Burma.
So, Shwe, when your perspective on all of this is so, your experience is so intense, and is like, as you see what's happening in Burma and the military coup and the loss of all the basic freedoms and the rights to union, how does that like as you look at what's going on in this country, what does that kind of tell you? How do you view what's going on in this country around things like trying to deny people the right to vote and things like that? How does that appear to you?
It appears to me like if you get denied any basic human right, there is no real democracy in this or other country, because everybody, be equal for their basic human right. Because we are in U.S. In Burma, I can understand they can do whatever they want because they have the gun. But in here, no, it shouldn't happen. We have to fight it.
Got it. Wow. Well, Shwe, I mean, what else can folks do if they're interested in being supportive of you and your family and the folks in Burma?
They can donate to the fundraising link from Apollo and the AFL-CIO Solidarity Center. We set up together with the AFL-CIO Solidarity Center to donate the money. It's gonna go through to the worker brother, union brother, sister in Burma. Even the $5 is help is along the way.
Okay. Is there a petition that people can sign, or is there some way people can express themselves?
Yes, I remember maybe the union brother and sister can they, if I gonna request to pass a resolution for about Burma, if all the union we can pass together, it's gonna be help.
Yeah, we will. Our convention is coming up in July, Shwe, and we will definitely be looking at the resolution in support of the brothers and sisters in Burma. And look, y'all, Shwe is an amazing hero of our movement. There are, and I know Shwe would agree with me, there are thousands of people just like him struggling for freedom right now in his country. And when we talk about workers of the world unite, this is what it's about. When what's it feel like, Shwe, when somebody from across the world in Texas does something to say that we care about what's happening in Burma? What does that mean to you?
It's mean a lot. I especially came from the union. I am proud to be the union member because this is what we believe in. This is what we do.
Well, all I can say is, Shwe, I feel completely grateful to know you. I feel inspired by your story. I'm inspired by your courage. And just know that the Texas AFL-CIO and all of our members and affiliates are going to be keeping you in their thoughts, keeping your family and your countrymen in our thoughts. And we're going to be continuing to fight and organize and not rest until freedom is achieved in Burma. So thank you so much for sharing your story. Thanks for coming on. And I'll give you the last word in terms of what you want to leave folks with.
For me, I don't know how to say. And people of Burma, I just write down just a minute. The people of Burma, we're gonna resist this attack on their basic human right and freedom, and we will support them. We will support them in every way we can. We will support their right to live in peace, free from conflict and repression. We have to fight to give hope to future generations. And we call on the government of the United States, Canada, and all other free and democratically elected government of the world to support that fight with all means at their disposal.
Word.
Please help us. Be with us. Even though moral support is mean a lot to them.
Got it. We're on the program, Shwe. Thank you. And if you would, please express our solidarity with those who you talk to. Tell Brother Dean Corgi that if the Seafarers need anything, that we'll be there for them in this fight, because your fight is our fight, brother. So be safe and keep us posted on what we can do, and we'll keep following up and let the folks know what's happening, okay?
Thank you, brother. I will. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Shwe.
Thank you. You would.